Hi, my name is Maria Mirkovich, and I am here with Gina Begrovich, speaking for Family Today. I have a TV show called Family Today with Maria Mirkovich, and it's a family show, and I have many people that come in, like such as life coaches, people that study family life, and now I would like to join Chat GPT for some questions that are maybe a little deeper, or maybe it will be done in a way that is more fine-tuned for people to hear. And here is the first question. Hi.
Hey there, how's it going? What's on your mind today?
Great, thank you. Family. Today I would like to ask you some questions about family life.
Absolutely, I'd love to help. Feel free to ask me anything about family life, and I'll do my best to assist. What would you like to know?
Yes, the first question is, by the way, I have a TV show called Family Today, and I like to ask you some fine questions also, and thank you for being here. So the first question is, how does the family show love and affection to each other?
That sounds like a wonderful show. In terms of how families show love and affection, it can be pretty diverse. Some families show it through verbal expressions like saying, I love you, or giving compliments. Others might show affection through physical gestures like hugs or holding hands. And then there's quality time spent together, helping each other out, or even shared traditions and rituals. It definitely varies from family to family.
Excellent. I like that answer. And I like the answer about holding hands and rituals. I believe it's so significant to me, especially coming from Croatia, Italy. I lived in Italy as a little girl. So we used to hold hands in the table and pray for our food, be grateful for our food, and so on. And my next question will be, what are the biggest sources in conflict, and how does the family handle them? How is conflict, how do you handle family conflict? What would you suggest?
That's really beautiful and meaningful. As for family conflict, some of the biggest sources often include differences in communication styles, financial stress, generational gaps, or differing expectations. To handle these conflicts, open and honest communication is key. It helps to create a safe space where everyone can express their feelings and perspectives, setting boundaries, practicing empathy, and sometimes seeking mediation or family therapy can also be really helpful. It all comes down to patience and understanding.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And especially using a life coach or somebody that will help to discern and listen to the both sides of the family who are in conflict. Now, let me ask this. How do you handle it if the other party, let's say another party like a son, daughter, a brother, sister, do not like to
That's a really common scenario. When one party is resistant or hesitant to engage, it can definitely be challenging. In those cases, it's important to respect their boundaries while gently encouraging open dialogue. Sometimes having a neutral third party, like a therapist or mediator, can help bridge that gap. Also, sometimes it helps to have smaller, more informal conversations rather than big formal ones. And over time, building trust and showing empathy can really help break down those barriers.
That's perfect. Building trust and boundaries. I love that. Um, and still, some families, as a life coach, I hear this all the time, they resist getting together, even with small talk. And it's sometimes confusing for families, and they don't know what to do. And I guess for me, it will be just stay not aloof, but just stay aware that it's one of their boundaries or whatever you want to call it. I would not call it boundaries if a person or families resist getting together with some kind of a situation or resolution. I think they put up walls instead of boundaries. What would you say to that?
I think you're absolutely right. Sometimes what appears as a boundary can actually be more like a wall where there's a deeper layer of discomfort or unresolved issues. In those cases, it really helps to approach it with a lot of empathy and patience. It can be beneficial to gently address those walls by building trust gradually and validating their feelings over time. As people feel safer and more understood, those walls can gradually come down. It definitely takes time and consistent effort, but it's definitely possible.
Excellent, thank you. So I guess what would that person do if they are, let's say, a husband or wife or sister, brother, cousins, whatever? What would they do in the meantime if they really miss these family members that are not around anymore, and they do not want to say why they decided to leave or estrange the family life that they came from, let's say a son or a daughter? How would that person that is estranged handle this kind of situation that is very difficult, because it's almost like the person died in your life but they really are not dead, so it's more difficult than for real for a person that passes. That's very difficult, and it's really, I guess, but this one, the person is living and they would not be reached, they will not be shown to you, they will not. So that situation to me is almost like worse even than that. Excuse me for saying that, but this is how some people feel. Thank you.
I completely understand that sentiment. Estrangement can definitely feel like a kind of grief because there's that ongoing emotional connection, but also that absence and uncertainty. In those situations, it's important for the person who's estranged to allow themselves to grieve and to find healthy outlets for that emotional pain. That might include talking to a therapist, seeking support groups, or even engaging in self-care practices that bring comfort and peace. And sometimes writing letters or journaling can help process those feelings, even if the other person isn't ready to engage. Ultimately, it's about acknowledging the pain and finding ways to heal and move forward in a way that feels right for them.
Thank you so much. It's a great answer. And finally, so I was going to ask how the decision are made in family life, and I don't know if you could add anything to that.
Of course, every decision in family life, whether it's about boundaries, communication, or reconnection, really shapes the family dynamic. It's always important to consider the long-term impact of those choices and to be mindful of everyone's emotional well-being. It can also be really helpful to reflect on what you value most in those relationships and to stay flexible and compassionate as you navigate them. And of course, I'm always here to chat more about it whenever you need.
Thank you so much. I really appreciated your input. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Or I should say, ciao, arrivederci in italiano. All right, bye-bye.
Ciao, è stato un piacere chiacchierare con te. Se hai altre domande in futuro, sai dove trovarmi. Un abbraccio e a presto.
Oh, come sono fortunata per trovarti. Grazie tante. Ciao.
Figurati, è sempre un piacere. Grazie a te e a presto. Ciao ciao.
Presto.
It was great having everybody on the show. ChatGPT, Maria Markovich, and of course, Gina Bagro. Thank you so much.